Welcome to the first episode of our Manor Lords mini-series. We're going to be looking at the development points available in the current build phase 0.7.995. There are 4 development trees, with each tree focusing on a different area of development. These are farming, trade, industry, and gathering. In today's video, we'll be focusing on the farming tree. Farming tree starts with 3 options: the heavy plow, which allows you to add a new station to farms in order to use oxen to plow the fields, thus increasing the efficiency with which resources are gathered from your farms and the speed of getting them back to the granary for storage. It's useful if you're investing heavily into farms and should probably be placed within your more fertile regions, as it has little benefit if you aren't producing a great deal of agricultural output. The next one is sheep breeding, and I think this is slightly overpowered because for a small investment, buying at least 2 sheep, you'll be able to produce more and more sheep for sale, or to use the wool for sale at the trading post. It's a great way to generate extra regional wealth, especially if you have several sheep farms. Pastures can accommodate a large number of sheep for a small outlay, so space with that shouldn't be an issue at all. Thirdly, orchardry, which works similarly to vegetable patches by adding the ability to grow apple trees on Burgage plots. It does take around 3 years for those trees to fully mature, so don't expect instant results for these, but it is a useful way to add variation to the diet of your citizens. There are better points out there. However, it is a necessary unlock to reach some more advanced development points, and one of these is Rye Cultivation. This is a sturdier crop than wheat, but acts in exactly the same way. Rye cultivation is useful in areas of very low fertility. If you're looking to add an additional reliable food source to your settlements, it can be ground into flour and used for bread. But if you are able to find ways to make a profit and just import raw crops, there's not much need for this one. However, if you're not planning on relying on traders much, I'd suggest taking this path in a playthrough where you're in a land that lacks fertility. Irrigation dramatically reduces the damage crops take from droughts. Currently, it's got minimal effect due to the fact that the weather events like droughts don't happen all that often. Certainly not enough to warrant spending one of the 6 points we can unlock at this stage of development on it. Avoid it. Fertilization helps to restore the fertility rating of your farmland whilst also allowing you to bring sheep to pasture in those fields. It seems like a great idea in theory, especially if you have a heavy focus on farming in your settlement. However, the fertilization doesn't actually increase the fertility rating of farmland. All it does is help you with your crop rotation and bring fertility levels back to the base starting figure, which is a shame because if that was the case, it would certainly make investing in development point into it a more attractive option. It also requires unlocking the heavy plow to even get the option to do so, so you need to be all in on this one. If bread is a staple food source in your towns, you'll probably want to take Bakeries. This Burgage extension converts all inhabitants into artisans, but it does produce twice as much bread as the communal oven. So if you're a large settlement with a heavy reliance on bread production and farming, it is definitely worth grabbing this one. And that just about covers us for this episode. One final thing though, the farming tree is fantastic, and while some of the points are definitely avoidable, others are very useful. Sheep breeding is a fantastic way to bring in regional wealth through wool and animal trade. If you're looking to really push that farming route in a fertile land, the heavy plow and bakeries combo is a good way to go, or if you're struggling in a low fertility area, perhaps the orchardry and rye cultivation will help bring you some food. For me though, sheep breeding is the clear winner, as all of the other stuff can be brought in through profits made off the sale of sheep and wool. I hope this video has been useful. Let me know what development points you prefer to go for in Manor Lords, and I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.